Welcome back. All right, so I wanted to do a news video today. I don't think it's going to happen. I think with the NHL schedule as it is, I don't think it's going to happen. Should happen tomorrow. We'll see. Lose an hour's sleep tonight, too. It's just not fair. All right, all of that aside, let us discuss Pittsburgh and Boston. So matching scores here, but let's talk about how we get there. Similar how we get there with both games, but we'll talk about it. Nedeljkovic versus Olmark, and it started out in Spanish, and it also started out with the national anthem sort of fading in and then fading out to the studio. Well, it was in the studio, so it was weird. I the theory that Yvonne and I are working with is either it was somebody's first day in the control booth or their last day in the control booth. Maybe both. All right. So the Penguins press at a minute and a half. The shots are 3-1 Penguins at 2 minutes. I found the English on ABC. Maybe I was just lucky when I switched channels when I went back to the ESPN Plus feed, which should be the exact same feed. It was back in English. So, anyways, I will say that it did show me that I know a little bit of Spanish, not enough to follow a hockey game that way. French, yes. Spanish, no. Bunting's denied on a fast break. The Bruins press are kept to the outside. Puljujarvi has a sharp angle chance that saved. Marchand has a rush that sets up a press. The fans call one. The referee does not. Heinen has a rush chance that deflects out. The shots, though, are 7-4 for Pittsburgh. 8 minutes in. Bruins press at 8.5 minutes. Puljujarvi then has a rush chance that's held. Lindholm has a shot that deflects out as the Bruins get some pressure. Bruins getting zone time. They weren't getting shots at this point, but it didn't change their approach. They just kept going at it. Puljujarvi has a one-timer that saved. Pastrnak to Zacha near miss. The Bruins press there. DeBrus to Coyle gets blocked. The Pens rush. Pittsburgh presses with 2 minutes left. Letang has a chance on a face-off win. That's held by Olmark, who had a really good game. 1:14 left. The Penguins get a power play. There's an early clear. We go to the break between the first and second period with the score tied at 0. Second period. Bruins finish the kill. Pettersson has a net feed that's kicked aside. Zacha misses one in close, and then Pastrnak on a one-timer for his 40th goal of the season. DeBrusque and Zacha with the assists at 2:26. Bruins draw a power play, early clear. Penn cycle, it's cleared again. Geekie has a shot that saved, and another clear is the one that ends that. So, power play was done, and that was the only power play Pittsburgh had in the game. Shots are 6-4 Pittsburgh, 8 minutes in. Van Riemsdyk has a wraparound, that's blocked. The Bruins press at the half. Raquel has a slot shot, that's held. Get a power play for the Bruins. There's a shorthanded 2-on-1. Nice arm save on Eller by Olmark. Geekie has a shot that's blocked, and then Zacha tips one in. That is a power play marker. Geekie and Lohrei with the assists at 12:48. Then there's a net feed to Pastrnak, near miss. Bruins up 2-0. Why not go for another? Van Riemsdyk's denied and close. Nedeljkovic holds there. Penguins press with 2.5 minutes left, but then on a backhand, Marchand makes it 3-0. Coyle and Lindholm with the assists at 18:25. This is where the announcers discuss how Marchand's clearly going to be a Hall of Famer. This is goal number 399, so he's going to end up with 400 goals. And bless them for saying, oh yeah, Marchand, he'll be a Hall of Famer, no problem. Yeah, the channel will love that when that day comes. All right, so it's 3-0 Boston after 2 periods. Third period, Pittsburgh came out pretty strong. They were leading in shots 3-1 at 2.5 minutes. And at 2:52 off of a face-off win, Letang blasts one past a screen. Crosby with the assist on that. It's 3-1. Penguins look for another. They definitely generated some chances. That was their first goal in about 112 minutes of hockey. Crossbar for Pastrnak on a one-timer. There's a press by the Penguins at 9 minutes, but then on a turnover, DeBrusque with a tic-tac-toe goal. Marchand and Lindholm with the assists at 9:36. Penguins press with 5.5 minutes left, but at 15:33, Zacha deflects one in close. Heinen and Pastrnak with the assists makes the score 5-1. That's your final. 4-goal win for Boston, who go to 38-13-15 with the win. Pittsburgh 28-26-8 with the loss. Pittsburgh's playoff hopes have been dashed. And when you sell at the deadline, that can happen. So Pittsburgh, they outshot Boston the whole way through. 14-8 in the first, 11-9 in the second, 14-5 in the third. They outshoot Boston 39-22. Power plays, Pittsburgh 0 for 1, Boston 1 for 2. Pittsburgh outhits Boston 31-30. Nedeljkovic saves 17 out of 22. Olmark was fantastic, 38 saves on 39 shots. And the other game to talk about before we get into the evening games that are about to start, Calgary and Florida. The Flames tomorrow play in Carolina. Man, that's a rough road trip. Tampa Bay, Florida, and Carolina. Now, they did get the win against Tampa Bay, so they were looking for the second win in Florida today. It just wasn't going to happen. So it's Markstrom versus Stolarz. There's an early press by Florida. Miramanov then has a rush chance that's held. I'm going to say Miramanov, the game he had today for Calgary, that's the best game I've ever seen him play. Never saw anything like that in Vegas. Lots of players versus former team on both sides. So lots of Florida players used to be Flames. Lots of Flames players used to be Panthers. Very noticeable when you're watching the game. Coronado has a tip shot that's held. Montour misses one wide as the Panthers press. Dewars denied and close. The shots were 5-1 Calgary 6 minutes in. They came to play. Teams exchange turnovers. Uyghur has a chance that's held. Mangiapane's robbed and close. We get a power play for Florida. Barkov's denied. The Flames clear. They killed that off. One shot on net for Florida during that power play. Panthers press after it's done. Things get pushy behind the net for the Flames. Tarasenko to Barkov. That gets blocked. 2:32 left. The Flames get a power play. Kadri's denied. They cycle. Power play's killed off. One shot on net. So after the first period, we have a 0-0 tie. Second period, it doesn't stay 0-0 for long. On a turnover, Tarasenko, because that's the guy you want to hand the puck to. 23 seconds in, Tarasenko gets his first as a Panther, so I think he likes it there. Panthers press for another. The shots are 2-1 in their favor, 2.5 minutes in. Near miss for Tarasenko as he's looking for another while the Panthers are pressuring. Bennett has a net drive chance that's held. There's a near miss for Coleman as the Flames press. We then get a power play drawn by Calgary, and they score on it. Sharon Govich buries a rebound, takes 7 seconds. Kadri and Huberdeau with the assist at 5:51. So Huberdeau with an assist against his former team. And then at 6:18, it's Barkov answering. It's a one-timer on a 2-on-1 rush. Reinhart and Tarasenko with the assist. So Tarasenko with a goal and an assist to that point. Panthers then press at 8 minutes now that they're back ahead. The shots are 9-4 for Florida halfway through the period. Backlund nearly ties it on the rush. The rebound gets cleared. There's a near miss for Reinhart as the Panthers press. Shillington fires one wide from the slot. The Panthers rush after that. Panthers score, but was it a high stick? They review and say no, it was not a high stick. It wasn't a challenge. They were just reviewing to see. So Bennett gets that one, former member of the Flames, from Forsling and Tkachuk, former member of the Flames. That's at 13-12. Things get pushed on a hole by Markstrom. That leads to 4-on-4, and at 14:55 during said 4-on-4, Tarasenko gets the second goal of the game. Forsling and Ekman-Larsson with the assist. So Forsling, really productive since signing that extension. So that makes it 4-1. Strong forechecking by Florida. They're really not letting up in this. The Flames press in the final minute. Rodriguez gets hurt on a shot block. He joined Ekblad. Ekblad was sidelined in the first period on a collision with a teammate, so both of those guys didn't finish the game. We'll see what their status is at a later date. So we go to the third period with Florida ahead 4-1. There's a near miss for Sharon Govich. Puck's cleared. Shots are 2-0 Calgary, 3.5 minutes in. We get a power play for Calgary, which leads to Florida getting a shorthanded goal. It's Stenlund from Luostarinen at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. He roofs it on a net drive. Panthers then press for another. We have the Flames pressing 8 minutes in. Huberdeau can't bury one. Things get pushy there. There's a near miss for Barkov in close. We then get a power play for Calgary. Back-to-back clears. That's killed off. The Flames press after it's done. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Really, really chippy third period. The Flames frustrated, and the Panthers perfectly fine to play that physical, pushing and punching on every stoppage. Tkachuk, I think, jumps onto the ice even when it's not his shift, just like as they're pushing. So, things are kind of chippy. The Panthers score, offside challenge, and yep, that doesn't count. So, could have been worse. Absolutely could have been worse. I was ready to grab the no mercy magnet. There's a press by the Panthers with a minute and a half left. It was a pretty complete 60-minute game. They win 5-1. They go to 44-17-4. With the loss, the Flames 31-27-5. So these two teams keep pace with one another in the race for first in the division. Shots on net, 10-8 Calgary in the first, 19-17 Florida in the second, and then 8-4 Calgary in the third. Final shots 35-31 for the Flames. Power plays, Calgary 1-for-4, Florida 0-for-1. The hits 39-35 Calgary. Markstrom saves 26 out of 31. Stolarz saves 34 out of 35. So there you go. You're all caught up. Now we'll get into tonight's games, which start in roughly 10 minutes time from when I'm finishing this. And I'll be reviewing those 8 games later on. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so thus far. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.